Welcome back, folks. I'm in my M103. It's a tier 9 game on, oh wow, brain just went on, not Westfield. On this map, this incredibly difficult to recognize map that everyone has redone. All right, we're just going to glimpse really quick right here at Redshire, formerly known as Campshire because it was very, very hard to advance. Now it's a very much more open, much nicer map. There's still places to hide if you really want to, but with all the hills flattened out somewhat, and or even removed entirely, and some bushes removed, and some new routes created, this map has gotten a lot more interesting in 8.11. So here I'm in my M103. I get to be top tier. Hooray! No need to deal with pesky things like E100s and mouses. There is an M103, an M50, T30, a Tortoise, and a Waffenträger on the other team, so I can't get too confident. But we're gonna move this way. The sucker is, after all, in many ways, kind of reminds me of just a really big medium tank. I'm a little slower. I'm definitely better armored. The gun, though, is excellent. Very much similar to what I'd expect to find on a medium tank. However, as you can see, I'm also outrunning pretty much most of my team. Most of my team is headed westward. It looks like it just might be me, a T28 prototype, and a T25-2 coming over here. Pop out, find a tier 7 Jagdpanther, put a very good shot into him to start off, back away, and now I'm worrying about that Lorraine. And the Jagdpanther could potentially hurt me, but I'm going to try and make it as hard as possible by remaining at least a little bit angled. I keep forgetting this tank is not really good at side scraping. Yeah, he's backing away, but now I see a Waffenträger Auf Panzer IV coming up above me. Luckily, other people are putting shots into him. I come up to threaten him anyways, try and drive him back. Success! He aims at me, so I say, no, I don't really feel like driving in front of that giant-ass cannon he's got. Ooh, he takes a pretty nasty hit from our artillery. I poke over here real quick to see if the Jagdpanther's thinking about doing anything, then say to myself, alright, let's go on up and say hi. Yeah, he's looking behind him to try and back away. He's trying to make it back to cover. Sees me coming. A little bit too slow to get the gun in line. Alright, that's one tier 9 problem solved. Only, 4 to go. Oh, and this Jagdpanther's still here. Let's see if we can put another blow into him. Alright, haven't hit the strongest part of his armor right there, so it bounced off. Fortunately, this is T28 prototype here to help make his life a little more interesting. There goes most of the rest. Oh, and here's the M103. Oh, the poor bugger. He's stuck with the 105, so this is definitely a mismatch between me and the 120, and him with the 105. Because I can do things like that, and he has a harder time penetrating most of my armor. I think I'm going up here until I notice this Jagdpanther's looking a little bit exposed, so I creep forward a bit to get a better shot, take him out of play. T25 finds himself being challenged by the M103, and he definitely can be damaged by that. But so doing, he has to take his gun off me, and I'm able to put some damage into him for free. I try and present him only with as much angled armor as possible, wiggling around to make it more interesting. T25 gets another hit in, comes for me. I bounce off his armor like a noob. I ram him to try and keep him from getting away. And the T25 finishes him off. Very nice. Alright, so I can see the far western flank is having some real trouble, even though it's where the vast majority of the team went. Fortunately, we've only lost 2 tanks so far. We've managed to knock out 5, including 2 of their tier 9s. So I come racing this way. Amazingly, I'm still at full health. Because usually in this tank, when I go out and drive it, I usually end up losing lots of health very, very, very quickly. I'm still figuring out how to use this tank correctly. But here I've just keep ending up in fairly ideal situations where I can quickly take a shot and vanish back into cover, which pretty much any tank likes. So coming up here to try and pop up behind these bushes and see if I can spot anything on the far ridge. Probably not, but take a look. There's a T-34-3 down there. He worries me a little bit. I pop up, I take a look. Sixth Sense does not go off, so I know that I've not been spotted. So I say to myself, alright, well, he's a tier 8 medium. I'm a tier 9 heavy tank. These guys are clearly waiting for me. Well, let's go run them over. Once they see I'm moving forward, the other 2 move forward as well. I'm literally thinking to the 25, trying to telepath, do not round the corner, do not throw counter, let me do it first. Oh, thank you. Let me take the shots. I bounce off of him. But he decides to ignore me and go for targets he can try and reliably damage. Takes the T-25-2 out. So I just sit here and just start shoving him around. His armor's not very good. My gun is very good. And at this range, he's having a hell of a hard time damaging me if he doesn't know about my weak points, which he's going to start hitting if he keeps moving around. Put a shot right through the base of his turret ring. He's still tracked, and I back away, try and angle a bit to give him clarity. There we go, a better angle. So having lost just a little bit of health, mostly through ramming him, I turn this way to look up at that T-28 prototype and pop out here to see if I can spot him. I can't, so I leave the Ferdinand behind and go start moving on, hopes that I can spot the T-28 so the Ferdinand can start putting some damage in. We're actually still in by 2 tanks, so it could still get quite different. Alright, T-28 is in a good hold down position, but you can see that behind me the Ferdinand has opened fire and is trying to do some damage to him. Under his covering fire, I'm able to advance with a fair amount of confidence, though I know there's a possibility there's still enemy targets off on my right. Alright, T-28 is returning fire to the Ferdinand. Come up here, realize I'm in front of him, decide I'm not really interested in going headlong into that gun. That was a shot probably from the T-28, from our friendly T-28 prototype against the enemy one here. So I decide to zoom around to the right here and try and pull him into a battle I can win, a battle of maneuver. He made a successful shot. I hold my fire because he's looking hard damage. Try and track him, fails. Comes in for a ram to try and stop me, bounces off my turret. And now I'm going to try to put my superior maneuverability to use to try and take him out. You see, he shoots a lot faster than I do. He's going to try and keep me from getting behind him, because if I get behind him, he's completely doomed. I'm going to try and foul him up right here, but that just means I end up giving him back my side, so he regains the advantage. End up bouncing off his turret mantle. Great. Now going uphill, I can't possibly maneuver him, so I say to myself, alright, let's just face him and try to keep out of it. Whoa, and the Lorraine manages to finish him off just before he was probably going to put another hole into me. I fixed my gun. I'm now worrying actually about the enemy Lorraine. I know he's probably somewhere off to my right. But the team is calling for help. They got a T-30 giving them some trouble, so I decided to go over and see if I can help them out. Because once he's out of play, I'm not too worried about the Lorraine. Well, the T-30 could still very easily win this match. It's a very, very powerful vehicle. And I'm down to, half my health, which means he potentially, though not likely, well, no, he probably couldn't one-shot me, but he could hurt me a lot. Alright, Lorraine tells us he's ready to fire. Hopefully he's all zeroed in the T-30. I'm going to pop up right here and see if I can spot him. When I don't, I back away a little bit to see if I can gain a more favorable position to pop out from again. The SU finds him. Okay, he's hiding behind that house over there. So I'm going to move out and try to flank him around this little ridge right here. Yeah, he's a full health T-32 just to make it exciting. Artillery round goes in though. And misses. I managed a good shot into him though. I back away all the while thinking, Lorraine, please do not look at me. Lorraine, please do not look at me. When he turns on someone else, I pop out, but I don't notice he's got his gun pointing until it's too late. I try and duck away before he can get a shot in, but he managed to rip off most of my health. One good shot. But now everyone's engaging him. The Ferdinand's on him, the SU-152 is on him, and of course, I'm on him. Dang it, I didn't penetrate. All I do is take out his tracks, but the Lorraine is then able to take him out. A few moments later, the SU-152 is the unlucky one who wins the lottery and gets blasted away by the Lorraine. I now turn towards the Lorraine's likely hiding place with intent to slay. Because, you know, I've only done 3,950 damage. Clearly that's not good enough. I still want to do more. Or something like that. So even though an easy one-shot for the artillery, I'm literally going to try and hunt down one of those pesky French artillery. It's coming through here when suddenly either I or one of the others suddenly spots it coming over, so I say, alright, well, I'm going to go into cover to try and hide from him when the Ferdinand manages a very impressive shot through the town to finish him, to kill him and finish off the game. So, good game and good night.